Hi, my name is Amanda Clark. I'm the founder and CEO of PulManage Incorporated, and we collect respiratory data at home and deliver that in a real-time manner for researchers and clinicians. We're really focused on chronic lung disease, and what does that include? That includes a lot of different diseases. So asthma, COPD, everyone's heard about those on TV, probably from your pharmaceutical vendors, but there's other lung disease like fibrosis and things that we don't talk about, rare lung disease, alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency, that's genetic COPD, but we don't talk about that very much. With that, trying to identify if someone has a lung disease is really a problem. So chronic lung disease affects about 8 to 10% of the American population, and only about 30% of those have been confirmed with what we call spirometry. So that's basic measurement of lung function. And what we know is that lung function changes over time, disease begins to develop, and we don't typically diagnose those patients until they've had a really bad episode. So PulManage is really founded to help, one, identify those patients early on, and two, to be able to understand, well, am I going to decline, and when am I going to decline? And so those are the things that we're working to solve. It's going to take us a little while to get there. It's a pretty big, it's a big moonshot, if you will. But I think with the technology that we have available now, that there really is an opportunity to create something that will be able to identify and to really impact people's daily lives. We will be obtaining 510(k) for software as a medical device. That's on our roadmap. We have a little bit of work to do to get there, and so that's where this first tranche of seed funding is going to help us really prepare to do. The way that we funded to date, we cash flowed quite a bit. I utilized assets from my from my distribution company to help really kind of pull in initial marketing pieces and things like that. But we've also had a lot of grant funding from SCRA and local support. Grant funding is great, but you have to be able to make a penny scream to be able to make it on that alone. So you're probably going to have some sort of initial capital, either from yourself or from maybe a private investor or something. I was lucky to have co-founders, and we came together basically as a joint group and kind of collectively kicked everything off. So our solution is, we're a software platform. Patients interface with these things that we call phones. We know that health apps and utilizing technology can really change patient behavior. It can also influence decisions that our patients are making with their clinicians, and so that's kind of the crux of what we're using, right? On the patient-facing side, on the provider-facing side, everything's in the cloud and real time. Everybody wants data and information on demand, which we have a scalable product, and we're able to do that for them. But the other piece I think is really interesting on the back side and on the scientific research side almost. So it's, which data points do you need to be able to get to your goal? We have lung function, we have symptom scoring right now, we collect respiratory rate and temperature, some vital signs, but we're looking to add additional devices for asynchronous, so it may be non-actionable, like a wearable type device. So the back end is looking at, we have this huge database, we have tons of computing power, we have a greater understanding of how to use some of that computing power, and understanding large language networks, neural networks, and large number sets, and how do you put all this stuff together in the back end to make magic. And so those are the things that we're working on in the backside, but we're engaging patients in their own health journey with kind of the UI and the front side of our platform. So that's the goal, is to really begin to bring the patient and the provider together so that they can make we call shared decision making. It's a medical term, but they can make informed decisions about their own care. And that's really what it's all about.